All right, folks. I was just gonna record this, but the thing is, I got the AC going. And I don't feel like turning it off. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I will say, let's talk about something that isn't being talked about and that we don't want to talk about. Castizo futurism is a real thing. Castizo futurism is real. Let's see here. And we'll go ahead and do Chicago Sun Times. Hopefully they won't get too cringy with me, but we'll go ahead and let's see here. I'll go ahead and share this. Book. 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 Okay. Okay. So let's see here. Cicero residents accuse police department of letting gangs roam during looting. One African American woman said she was confronted by Latino gang members while driving on Cermak Road. Yeah, Cicero, Humboldt Park. The thing is that the mayor of Chicago has refused to bring out the National Guard. That's because they have the Latin Kings. Why do they need the National Guard when they have, when they got the homies? I don't mean to be racist by saying it like that, but it's like, when they got hermanos ready to run the streets and be like, hey, stay the heck off our turf. You got to put it into perspective, man. So yeah, once again, Latin Kings, they're going to defend their neighborhood. Here we go. Latin Kings standing with 12. Oh boy. Okay, World Star Hip Hop. Let's take this with a grain of salt. Hopefully they won't try to flag me. We'll find out.
Out here on 26th, we moving on y'all motherfuckers.
I know y'all can hear it. Hold on.
Just hey, my hood right here. Cut these motherfuckers right here. Kilo. Bitch ass motherfuckers, we got their ass.
Hey,
my hood right here. Let them loose, we got their ass. Bitch ass motherfucker. Hey, keep that shit out of here, nigga. We ain't doing none of that shit right here.
Vinieron a robar allá a la tienda. Ay, Dios.
Okay, hopefully they won't flag me for that. But anyway, yeah, it's actually usually the most racist people I've ever encountered. Source, part of my family. Yeah, exactly. Well, okay, all right. I'll take your word for that, sir. What I was going to say is that, as we can see, Castizo futurism, as much of a meme was made out of it on like right-wing Twitter, has become real. It is shown to be the real deal. To think that, black folks and Latinos or Hispanics are going to be, hand in hand, black and brown people, we're going to, black love and brown pride. The truth is a whole different thing. The Latin Kings, came back in the 50s, what was it? I want to say like King Tone was one of the bigger dudes' names, but they run deep. Same thing, out in Cali, you got Mexican Mafia. As far as I know, that's more of a prison game, but you got Norteños, Serranos, and of course, you got all this stuff going on. So it's like, man, what's going, we know the reality there. I mean, that's going to be the real future. That's all I have to say, man, is that, there are going to be some people that are going to be like, fascism is going to take over the United States, or, the Nazis are going to take over or something like that. Or the Russians are going to take, no. gangs already run vast amounts, vast areas of this country. You know, and once again, I was trying to be careful about saying it because otherwise people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're a magapede for saying it that way." Oh, I'm not. I'm not. I'm just saying it as the truth. The reality is that gangs are going to take over. And it's just going to depend on who's more organized. It's going to come down to who has the bigger cojones to take property. It's that simple. You know, that's the reality. Now, of course, you don't see this from the leftists and everything else. You know, they're, as far as I know, with these protests, they haven't made any demands. They haven't, made any sort of, there's no sort of manifesto that's come out, nothing like that. It's just, all cops are bastards, fuck 12, oh, most of them were peaceful. I mean, we still hear this. Oh, most of them were peaceful though. Take that for what it is, man. It's just, we'll see how it's going to happen, where it's going to fall out. But this particular this particular riot, it's like just because it's happened in multiple cities, ain't nothing going to happen. Not right now, anyway. Nothing's going to happen. This is like the 1905 Russian Revolution. I saw Hakim put out a video. Well, yeah, Comrade Hakim, the Iraqi dude. I don't necessarily have a problem with him. I think he's a relatively level-headed guy. I saw his recent video talking about the riots, and I think it's pretty good analysis overall. I would say that in general, he's talking about basically, these riots don't have any connection. They don't have any discipline. They don't have any cohesion. It's all just kind of random, and it's going to be, nothing big is going to happen. And, I definitely agree with you. Yeah. It's kind of funny. I went, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I was going to say something, but I won't. We'll keep that between me and you, post Nosbowl. But yeah, man, I just feel like we're going to see where these things go. But is it in general, people can't even identify who the enemies are other than cops. It's like, okay, yeah, if cops are the enemy, do something about it. You may say, okay. I'll say, I mean, we were over there in the particular leftist chat last night, and I'm not gonna say her name, but yeah, I stuck around for a little bit, but it just became too cringe. It's like, I can understand her idea of things, but it's like, she must catch some hell. I'm just gonna say this about. I'm not gonna say her name, but it's like she must catch some hell because she's with a white dude living in Vietnam. There we go. I gave it away, but it's like, it's like you say all this stuff. It's like, oh, Vietnam is so great. It's so base, this and that. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna disagree with you on that. Oh, America's evil. Yeah, you're queen. Yeah, but it's like. But it's like you're dating a white dude, and it's like apparently it's like it sounds like y'all have an open relationship type of thing going on. I'm like, oh really? I mean, I don't know all the details, but it sounds kind of like okay, that's what messing with white folks gets you, doesn't it? Even I have to say that's what messing with crackers gets you. You get all that sort of that freaky deaky stuff type going on, where it's just like it's just friends with benefits, basically. But, it's kind of, I don't know, man. It's like you get the sense that he's just watching behind the scenes like, oh, I'm going to get myself involved some way. It's like, this is going to be a brief rant, but it's like, yeah, he's their sugar daddy probably. Yeah. It's like, I mean, the dude was in marketing. It's like me being a marketing major. It's like, I feel like I have some sort of standing to try to argue with him a little bit because I'm like, okay, you were a right-wing libertarian, then you became more left-wing. You did work out in, I think, South Carolina. And it's like, how? So why did, you supposedly worked for a time in Hollywood. and then you made your way over to South Korea. It's like, I've never heard, I've tried to really listen to try to understand, but it's like, how did this fool end up going from working in Hollywood, supposedly, allegedly, and doing work out there, and then making his way over to South Korea, and then Vietnam, you know? And, you know, once again, I'm being very succinct here. You know, it's just, once again, it's very tongue-in-cheek. I'm not going to say their names. I'm not going to do that. But y'all know who I'm talking about. But yeah, I felt like, you know, it's just very cringe. You know, it's just like, I understand. It's like, ultimately, look, people are going to live their lives, you know. That seems super suspicious. Yeah, it does. It does seem super suspicious. But I'm just like, how did this fool get all the way over there? And then it's just like, you know, I don't know, man. It's like a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's like you can feel as you want to. It's just like I can't really. There's a point where it's just like I get too gassed up, but I know I can't do anything about it. So I'm like, I don't like that feeling. So I'm like, all right, I'm clicking off of it. You know, I don't know how long, post Noswell will stay, but, you know, but I throw out some stuff there, you know, talking about when she brought up Noam Chomsky or something. I'm like, Noam Chomsky? You mean the guy that supports blue no matter who? Oh, but Noam Chomsky did so many good things. And, it's just cherry picking. It's like, just call it cherry picking. Don't call it dialectical materialism. You see what I'm saying? They try to be slick and just call, you know, oh, well, this person was, you know, this way. You know, it's like, oh, well, just because Stalin was considered bad doesn't mean we can't use the good things that he did. Just don't play that game. You take people as they are. That's what I typed out in the chat. Nobody cared. You know, I'm not as much of a troll as I used to be. I used to be really, you know, good at trolling, but I've kind of lost that sense. Yeah. 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 I mean, she is. Like I say, though, I mean, it's just kind of, I don't know, man, but it's just kind of weird. Yeah. Okay. You stayed the entire time. Okay. Yeah. For me, I couldn't.
Are you wanting me to ride along with you, or?
If you want to, sure.
All right.
All right. Well, y'all got to hear that. Okay. I think I've ended there, but basically, like I say, is that you know, just to wrap it up, bring it back to the point instead of me ranting and raving on that dude, is the gangs are going to have more control. If you think that, you know, Adam Waffen, or if you think any of these so-called, like, why do y'all bring up the National Socialist Movement? It doesn't exist. You know, it was a black dude literally took it over and then dissolved it. You know, it's like, if you want to consider the cops Ku Klux Klan members, okay, go ahead. But it just, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't think that, you know, you want fascism to take over so bad so that you can, you know, be justified and say, well, I told you so. No. You know, this country will just become more like Mexico. And once again, I know when I say that, people are going to be like, oh, that sounds like illusions of Trump. Oh, you must be a MAGA Pete. No. It isn't. I'm just saying, is it, you know, or Brazil. I've heard that comparison. I've heard even some left-wing people say that, or slightly left-wing people. So, yeah. Who took over what and dissolved it? Okay, so the National Socialist Movement, the ones that were at Charlottesville, the ones that had that, they tried to have like a kind of like a Confederate flag design, but then they had the swastika in the middle. Anyway, that group used to be ran by this one dude who kind of he went on to become more of an anti-racist, kind of like I can't remember all the cringe lords out there. I can't think of his name. Shep, that's it. Jeff Shep. It's like Jef. Let me type it out here. Jeff Shep. Let's see, HOEP. I think that's who it is. So I'm thinking of. Yeah, Jeff Shep. Here we go. Yeah, he used to be part of the National Socialist Movement. And, yeah. And now, yeah, that Jeff Shep is now doing stuff on Twitter, you know. Anyway, the National Socialist Movement was taken over, you know, by a black dude, supposedly. And it was then dissolved. So it really doesn't exist in the same way. You know, it's like, and then yeah, exactly. It's like add a waffle, and it's like it still exists to a certain degree, and that's obviously a different thing than National Socialist Movement. But it's like, you know, Traditionalist Party of America, that doesn't exist. You know, yeah. But I don't know, man. Like I say, you gotta be careful with these folks. You know, anyone that claims to be a real, I don't know, man. It's crazy. You know, that's all I can say, man. Just I would just say, just be careful. It's gonna be different wherever you are. I'm just repeating the same stuff I've said before, but it's like that's generally how I feel. It's like it's gonna be different wherever you are, and there's gonna be different areas that are gonna be run by this group of people. Different areas to be run by this different group of people. You know, so I feel like, man, that's all I can say. You know, it's just. I'm just kind of bored of watching the riots. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, again, another building set on fire. It's like it was, you know, it was mildly interesting the first day. Once you realize it was just random and there was no cohesive idea behind it, then I was just kind of like, okay, done, meh, you know. And that's my attitude anyway. It's like, yeah, just a lot of psyops. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, look, once again. I'm willing to say that, yeah, there's plenty of white folks who are being, you know, agent provocateurs, you know, like that guy that was whose mattress supposedly got burned. Well, you know, or that supposedly, you know, Antifa set his mattress on fire. The homeless dude in Houston, I think it was, you know, that was filmed by InfoWars. But it's like, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Chickens running around with no head. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly it too. There's not much going to come of this, you know, in general. It's like maybe it'll help, you know, the left or whoever get their ish together, but I doubt it. I just think it goes to show further that, you know, who really runs, you know, certain areas in, you know, in the country. Like I say, Chicago, we can already tell that, you know, Chicago puts their hands, you know, it's like, hey, you know, Humboldt Park and, you know, as I saw, you know, it's like Cicero and areas like that. Hey, hermano, you know, if you black, you know, hermano's going to catch you, homie, you know? So, you know, once again, I'm sure that something similar will come up in, you know, these other parts as well, you know, other parts of the country. Yeah, just about. Okay, I think I'll end it there, folks. I gotta go out and get some stuff done. Anyway, I just want to get that out there. And see y'all later, folks. Yeah, strengthen liberal identity politics. Yep, absolutely. But I will see you later, though, sir. Thank you for making your comments, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.